Alright, Greenleaf fans, we are talking Kerissa in this video. It's been requested that I do a video talking about whether or not Kerissa had the right to cheat. You know, she felt entitled to cheating on Jacob based off his past with Tasha from earlier season. I forgot which one. And the request says, please explore why men can't handle being cheating on, which is true. Jacob is saying that he did not bring home any disease, but it doesn't change the fact of his numerous affairs. It was payback for Kerissa because she never forgave him for his past. I can't agree with that. Why do men feel like ending the relationship when the table is turned? Let me just put it this way. Being the fact that I haven't been in a relationship in over 12 years, not to mention the one that I was in only lasted like a couple months in high school. So I really can't say I have experience in a long-term relationship as an adult. Let me just put it that way. All I can say is, yeah, ego. We don't feel like we don't want our property marked by another dog. That's pretty much the way we look at it because men are dogs, essentially. That's the comparison always made. But it's kind of weird because, you know, excuse the language, but men are dogs, but when women hurt us, it hurts like a bitch. See what I mean there? So I feel like Kerissa, it's almost like, you know, she's always been a character who felt entitled, not just to cheating on Jacob because of his adultery and not really feel, to be honest, and I'm not taking sides here, but trying to look at this from Carissa's perspective. And I'm not saying what she did was right, nor what I'm saying what Jacob did was right. In a way, it felt like she was alone in her marriage, kind of isolated by her family. It's almost like Charity felt isolated because she was the only one left out of the big plans on getting Calvary back. Kerissa wanted out of the Greenleaf household for quite a while, and she was pretty much fighting for herself against Lady May. Jacob wouldn't back her up, so she felt like, you know what? This man who seems to be, well, kind of answering my prayers in a sick, twisted way, trying to, you know, giving the price I wanted for the land that Jacob has, and, you know, helping out with getting the house. What was it? If I'm not mistaken, Fernando wrote a check with the amount of money that they needed for the house, and then that's when, you know, the payment was sex if the check cleared, and as a result of that, they got the money. Then it turned out the house was sold, so pretty much she gave up herself for money that she honestly didn't need at that moment. So it's really crazy. I feel like even though Kerissa did cheat as well as Jacob in the past, what do they say? No sin is sin, no matter what. Like, no sin is bigger than another, which is kind of weird. Like, you know, stealing a candy bar from Dollar General compared to murdering someone. It's one of those situations where, I don't know. All I have to say is this. Let's say I was in a relationship, I cheated on my girlfriend, and then she cheated on me, okay? But then it turns out she brings back a disease which infects the both of us. I would be mad as hell. Yes, I would. And would I want to end things? It depends. Like, to be honest, that's one thing about marriage, because marriage is just such a weird thing to think about, because, you know, I'm only 28. I'm in no rush to be married, but, you know, growing up in church and everything, I kind of had this idea of what I would want in marriage. For me, it's like, if I get married, I never want to get a divorce. But then as I got older, it's kind of like, okay, let's say my wife cheats on me. How would I handle that? Would I just throw the entire marriage away because that's like the biggest no-no for me? What if we just decide we outgrew each other? Well, it's just one of those things, and I don't know. I honestly can't answer the question. It really is difficult. All I can say is that they both did wrong to each other, but is one person's wrong necessarily bigger than the others? Well, I guess that's up for you to decide, to be honest. I know this video is kind of like not on the same level of intrigue as my Greenleaf videos about AJ and whatnot, but I think this is an interesting, thought-provoking one, because, to be honest, for the longest time, it seems like fans were meant to be against Kerissa because she's against everyone else. Everything she does is for her own selfish motives. To be honest, I think one reason that her and Lady May butt heads so much is because when you really think about it, They are both controlling, domineering women who will do whatever it takes to get what they want. And that could be why Jacob ended up marrying Kerissa, because she reminded her, excuse me, she reminded him so much of his mother. And isn't that a saying where men typically go for women who remind them of their mother? So I honestly think that's one reason why they don't really like each other, despite the Greenleaf mansion or estate being such a big house. They can't stand being under the same roof as each other. I mean, Lady May doesn't mind them living there. It's just that Kerissa wants out, which is, I don't know. So that also leads to Kerissa getting the will and then finding out the deed and the possible dirty dealings to get the house from Mrs. Davis. So that could potentially mean they're not getting a divorce. Well, then again, just because Kerissa isn't leaving doesn't mean they're going to get a divorce. So that's all I have to say on that. But let me know in the comment section below. Do you think that Kerissa was kind of given a pass to cheat based off of Jacob? But then again, two wrongs don't make a right. So I don't know what to say. It's up to interpretation. But this is a good video to kind of discuss things about, which is why I want you to leave your thoughts in the comment section below. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. We are closing in on 98,000 subscribers. Next thing you know, we'll be at 100. Make sure you give this video, a look in the description box. I got links to my social media there, and I'll catch you all next time.